Hi, Sharon here from Ponderosa Garden Adventures. Here in Southern California, in Zone 10, we are in an excessive heat warning. Now, we've had several of these with very little break in between, and it's just that time of season where we're going to get continuous hot, dry weather. And I wanted to share with you seven of my top favorites of hot weather performers that just really know how to beat the heat. The hotter it gets, the better they are, the more they bloom. Very little attention needed, and just what you want at this time in the garden, where you're getting in to the garden early or you're working in the evenings trying to beat the heat yourself. And so let's take a look at my list, and hopefully some of these are new to you and inspire you to put some of them in your garden. Of course, here in Zone 10 in our hot, dry weather, roses perform fantastically. The Princess Charlene de Monaco is one of my favorites. You can see here it's in full bloom. It's got so many buds. The hot weather just absolutely makes it explode. We've got several roses here on the property. I did just deadhead some of my others, so I'll show you some pictures of some of the others. Another great performer in the heat is Russian sage. And there are some smaller varieties. Denim and lace is one. This is just a standard Russian sage, and I just love it. It is just a big pop of purple in the garden. Sometimes you just have a bigger space that you want to fill, and you can pop it in behind roses or just about anything, really. And it once established, it takes very little water. I trim it maybe once a season, and it just is just gorgeous. And here's another view. It's just so striking, and I don't know about you, but I just can't get enough purple in my garden. It just goes with all the other colors that I love in the garden, the pinks and the blues and the whites and all of that, and the occasional yellow. Oh, see, and the hummingbirds love it. One of my favorite plants is the potato bush. It is just a really striking plant. It's great if you need to cover an old fence, as I do. It can be about 8 feet high if you let it go, 4 feet wide. Once established, it takes very little water. It's great for cut flowers. It looks fantastic for the whole season. I maybe trim it twice a season, and it takes very little care and just looks fantastic. Well, one of my workhorses in the garden is the vinca. It's sold as an annual in many places, but here in zones 9 and 10, it's a perennial. This particular vinca is in partial shade. It gets morning sun, and it's underneath the peach tree and gets shade from the rosemary plant next to it. And it performs just fabulously. There's one on the other side here in the front. This one here is in the shade most of the day and is also pretty happy. You see, it's not quite as large and vigorous. In the backyard now, I have one that's in full sun most of the day. This is early morning, so it's in morning shade, but this is one plant, and it's just absolutely bursting with color. For a great pop of color from a plant that just absolutely loves the baking sun, it's the Arizona sun blanket flower, also known as Gylardia. For me, I call this the Rivica flower. My granddaughter was born in Arizona, and I planted this when she was born, so that's what I call it. It is a really tough plant, loves the heat. It has lots and lots of blooms. If you deadhead these seed balls that are on here, you'll have more blooms, but I kind of like the look of the seed pods, so I don't tend to deadhead it, but they're really great in cut flowers, and I just leave them. In the backyard, I've got some going that have more blooms, and I'll show you that in a minute. So here you go. You can see it's mixed here with some verbena and some other plants, but I've not deadheaded this plant all summer long, and it just still looks fantastic. And it's such a bright spot in the garden. A showstopper in my front garden is the sky flower. It absolutely shines in this hot weather. It is about 8 feet tall, will be about 4 feet wide, has purple flowers with white margins, and has a yellow berry that shows up late season. And it's just the bees, the butterflies, the dragonflies, the hummingbirds, they all love this plant. I have it in a hedge in my front yard along with a butterfly bush, a plumbago, and a rose of Sharon. So if you want something that's just spectacular and vibrant, sky flower. Here by my front door, I've got a mandevilla, and they come in several colors, but this one is red. It's quite striking. I get lots of questions about it. It is a perennial for me here in Zone 10. It's climbed all the way up the wall here. I do keep it in partial shade. Uh, I find it does better. It can't handle full sun. And I have one in the back that's a striking pink. I had one in my gazebo, and I had it for over 4 years. So really recommend Mandevilla. Well, I hope you enjoyed that look at some ideas for top dry heat performers, and I hope maybe you'll try something that you haven't before, like this gorgeous potato bush behind me or one of the other plants I mentioned. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe, it helps support the channel, and share with a friend if you think there's somebody who could benefit from this list of plants. See you next time.